I have interfaced this morning with the Appointments Committee of Parliament, and I want to thank the Right Honourable Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, and all the committee members for the opportunity. It was a great interaction. We definitely had issues to discuss pertinent about the sector that I have been appointed in, and the committee challenged me as Line Minister for Mineral Development to see to it that Uganda's natural resources are actually developed in a way that citizens can speak of its beneficiation. So that is exactly what we are going to carry on for this term. I have been retained in the same docket, and our strategic plan, which had already started in the previous term, was to see that we actualize quantification of our minerals so that our economy is able to directly be cashed by this sector. I'm grateful to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, for the opportunity that he has given me to serve my nation. It is not easy to catch the President's eye out of 45 million people and more. So I pray to God that this is a seamless term and that the plans we have put on table actually materialize. I'll be working under a new minister, the Dr. Honorable Musenero, whom we have already had a prior meeting with and laid our strategic plan. So hopefully everything will go according to our establishments. Thank you.
For giving me opportunity to know who I am, because I have expressed myself and I have also informed them the plans I have once I'm vetted. Of course, Ugandans know that I have been a minister for microfinance for 10 years, and I've been mobilizing them to embrace saving culture, but also to get advantage of to tap into the advantage, the existence of these programs, the PDM, Emyoga, and others. So I'm sure that now Ugandans have had access to cheap credit. All Ugandans now can do business. They are into production, they are into farming. And now what I'm going to embark on is how can we integrate, how can we expand our market. I want to convince the countries within the region to ensure that they open up for us. We want to see Ugandan products in the regional market. We must negotiate for better prices, because Ugandans would be persuaded to produce if they are sure of the market, but also good prices. So, as we know, we have our vision 2040, and the objective is to achieve 10-fold growth, whereby we are aiming at growing our economy to by $500 billion, and you can't do this without widening the scope of the market. Encouraging people to produce. These are the things that I'm going to do. But also, you can't grow, you can't develop if you are not in good books with your neighbors, even at personal level. You have your house, but you are not in good terms with your neighbor. You can't grow. All the time you are scared. You don't know what will happen tomorrow. So this is also very, very important that we should maintain the good relationship with our sister countries, the neighboring countries within the region.
I'm the Minister for East Africa. So my plan is to ensure that the two remaining pillars of the treaty, the pillar on monetary integration and the pillar on political confederation, actualize during this time. But for the Ugandans, I'm planning to create two new borders, one at Rwanda and whatever, to discongest the border at Busia and ensure that people are able to move with their goods. Also to work again to ensure that the non-tariff barriers, which have been a hindrance to us, are reduced or eliminated because they disturb our citizens, they disturb our traders, and so on. That is a challenge because the president of the community runs on 4 partner states of Uganda, of Kenya, Tanzania, and Rwanda. The others are not as compliant as they should be, but I'm planning to move to all the capitals to make an appeal to ensure that money is found by all these governments because they are partners and they enjoy the services, but they should also contribute. It cannot be 4 countries cannot be doing the work and the other 4 are just riding on their backs.
Appreciating what I've been able to contribute in terms of development planning for this country. You know, I've been behind most of the development plans that we now have in the country. The National Development Plan, the series from National Development Plan 1 now up to National Development Plan 4, since when I was working with the National Planning Authority to date when I'm a minister. And I've taken this planning to a continental level within the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. Because as a country, we cannot develop alone without others also coming up simultaneously. Because we now coexist in a common market called the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. So we should be able to attract resources, money from other countries. We should be able to sell our goods there to people who have the capacity to buy them. So as a continent, we have to come up together. And as I speak now, I'm chairing the focal point ministers in charge of governance-related issues leading to development. So it was just a simple conversation, you know, to strengthen my capabilities in planning, to ensure that we attain our ultimate goal by 2040 to become a middle income country, you know, because that's what we aspire to achieve. And we have to see certain miracles happening in that process, moving from where we are now, about $60 billion of GDP, to $500 billion by 2040. And that's a big milestone. So it has to involve a lot of planning in there to ensure that there's coherency in our policy actions and also congruency in terms of our different goals at different levels of the economy.
All I'm appreciate your efforts in planning. But we have realized that our plans, when it comes to implementation, we have been because the national development plan to do. Its performance was in the region of 40%.
Yes.
And we continue to plan, but we don't implement the plan. Where is the problem and what are your proposals?
I think the problem originally was one about the way budgeting is linked to planning. We have solved that problem by ensuring that we have this program-based budgeting that is directly linked to budgeting. We have created systems, digital-wise, systems that are able to link what we are planning to do. Remember that we have also created what we call the PIAPs, the Program Implementation Action Plans, which lay out exactly what we are planning to do within the 5 years. And that has been entered in a system to allocate resources based on those interventions. That linkage did not exist before. It was more like theoretical, hypothetical. Now it has been made practical by introducing in between the budget and the plan what we have called the program implementation action plans. And with that one, I think we are trying to make sure that we implement what we say in the plans. I think you are going to see a different picture at the end of the 4th National Development Plan.
Honorable Minister, I think they also ask you about the debt. That's a very cardinal issue. Everybody is worried about the debt.
About public debt?
Yes.
Well, there's no country that's not borrowing. The issue is about the debt burden. And the debt burden comes, where your debt relative to the GDP is below is rather beyond what is sustainable. In our instance, debt to GDP of 50% is what we consider to be sustainable, beyond which it ceases to be sustainable. So the challenge that we have really is to make sure that we grow the economy, because it's about debt to GDP ratio, and so you have to make sure that the GDP in the denominator grows faster than the debt. So this is why we are now talking about double-digit growth economy, and this is what we are projecting in the other coming financial year to achieve double-digit, which we have not attained for the last so many years, and we are consistently moving now. We moved from 3, where COVID had thrown us, now we are going to 7%. So to attain the additional 3 to attain 10% is just a stone throw away. And I'm sure we shall get there. And once we have done that, then debt sustainability will be greatly enhanced. So the whole thing is to make sure that we grow the GDP. And we are going to grow that one using our 10-fold growth strategy, which we have clearly laid out for our economy.
Maybe that's it from me.